Have you been stuck down a creative hole? Well, call 005556 and we'll give you a free creative implant today. It's free of charge apart from the £99 bill you'll be sent weekly. In no time, you'll be back in tip-top creative shape. Call today. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime offer. I'm not sure what that was, but today we're talking about creative ruts. Could you give me a definition of rut, please? A long, deep track made by the repeated passage of the wheels of vehicle. What the f? That's not the right thing. A habit or pattern of behaviour that has become dull and unproductive, but is hard to change. Now, I'm not going to assume, but I am going to assume. Probably 99 or 100% of humans have all been in a rut at some point in their lives over something like a gaming rut, a writing rut, a working rut, a cookie eating rut. Even though it's how can it be hard to not eat cookies? But you think that about anything, right? And it's possible, it is possible. But today we're talking mostly about creative ruts, which is honestly one of the most depressing things you can experience. Okay, that was a joke. But when you're feeling it in the moment, you know, you've gone from like being so passionate, so inspired, so motivated, you know, all the key words, all them big words that you put in your titles and descriptions or in your Instagram profiles. You're feeling all of that, you're creating, you're making videos, you're making whatever it is your creativity desires to make. You feel like you're on a roll, you know, you're flying on the clouds through the wind. You see the Care Bears go past, you're like, hello fellas, I'm on my roll. I don't care about y'all right now. Any love for the Care Bears? I love them. Care. Me. And then, all of a sudden, the clouds start to turn grey and thunder strikes. Rain pours and it doesn't stop pouring. You're like, what has suddenly happened? You know, my rainbows, my pretty clouds, they've turned into rain clouds, thunder clouds, and everything is dull again, depressing. That's what a creative rut feels like. Going from creating and feeling like you're on the top of the world, like you're at the best of your ability, like finally you've made it to that point where you can make what you've always wanted to make, and then you get stopped. It's the worst feeling. Because after so long, maybe months of trying to get to that point, you've suddenly been stopped in your tracks. It really burns. It really does. It actually fully hurts, like your inside, your soul. Okay, I'm 50% ginger. What do you want? I do have a soul. Half of one, at least. I probably can't list the amount of times I've experienced this, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not the end. Creative ruts, they're just like a checkpoint you have to pass. You know, that next level you have to beat, that next boss you have to fight and defeat to get past, and then you'll get to that next part where you feel good again. These ruts, they're kind of challenging us on our journeys. They're there to help kind of push us forwards in a way. Even though it doesn't feel like it, it's like when you keep putting in the effort and keep trying to get through that rut, you will get to a place where you're maybe even better than you were before. You may have figured out new things, made different mistakes and then learned from those mistakes, and may now be better than you were last week or a few weeks ago. And the thing we do wrong is we don't look at it that way. We look at it as like something that's knocked us down a level instead of up a level. Because even in those moments where it's like the dip, you're at the bottom of the dip and you're like, oh my God, I'm at the worst I could ever be. But you don't realize after you've gone down that bit, you're at the top and you've gone down to that dip. You will go back up and even higher than before. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that arm thing right now. A little bit close there. But I've kind of realised it in the past few weeks. I've been at my best, creating videos, experimenting, being like, oh my God, I've never been this creative in my life. And then the next day, I can't do it anymore. It feels like, what have I just done? I've completed a project. I'm like, what do I do now? I feel like I'm worthless. I feel like I can't live up to that level again. But it's like you put the standards so high that you can't get past that rut. You can't get past this point. And you have to just stop caring that much sometimes. Sometimes we care way too much that it doesn't help. It does the opposite. It pushes us backwards, you know, back on our journey. Even when you've spent so much effort, so much time to get to there, you're kind of pushing yourself back. You become like your own worst enemy, ending up being the antagonist of your own story. You are the protagonist and the antagonist at the same time. You have to kind of realize that that's happening. Like basically just be self-aware of it, and then you can challenge it better. You can finally fight the conflict instead of having no idea what's going on. Sometimes the fact is, the reason you're in a rut is because you're doing way too much. As in, you're like, oh my God, I need to get through this rut. I need to keep working and get through it. Yes, that can work every now and then, but most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time that is ineffective. Instead, what you really need to do is stop working, is stop thinking about that project, is to get your eyes off the painting, off the, you know, the video, the whatever creative thing you're making, and go do something else. Go occupy yourself. Go entertain yourself. Go... It could be a multitude of different things you can do, but you've got to take your brain off that for a minute, because you've kind of burnt yourself out on that thing, and you've not given your brain enough time to think about what it is you want to do next, or how you're going to move forwards, how you're going to progress, because you're thinking too much about, oh, I need to get through this, I need to break past this level. Or maybe you just need to go level up first in a different skill or a different area. It could even be in like the same area. Like say if you're trying to create a film, go read a book about films or filmmaking and highlight it, read it, and then get so tantalized by it and into it that it then gives you new ideas for what you've been doing. And you're like, oh my God, I can go back to it now and start making again, start creating better than before. It's like giving your brain like a little break, a little bite of that piece of cake to then give you energy to keep going. And then the rut will be nowhere to be seen. It will feel like it never existed because you're back in those clouds. You're back with the rainbows in the sky, the Care Bears, like, hello, I don't remember how they talk. Do they talk? Brother Bear. Love Brother Bear. If you're a Brother Bear fan, my guy, bump fist me. Has anyone ever said that backwards? Oh my God. So if you watching right now are struggling so much with a creative rut, I know it's hard. And I know you may be watching loads of videos trying to get through it, trying to like see any advice or anything that can push you forwards and to get you out of it. A lot of it is bullshit and a lot of it is, you know, just hard to even do. It's like, do this and do that, da 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 da. It's like, yeah, but a lot of the people who are watching the videos aren't at your level. And you may be watching this thinking, I'm not at this guy's level, or whatever. That's not me being egotistical, it's just, we always think we're worse than we are. However good you think I am at making these videos, I think I'm totally shit. I think I just make crappy videos and I try my best, but they don't end up at my standards, which always happens. You know, we can never reach our standards because we make them so high, especially nowadays. Everything on social media is pushing you to like try and be the best at everything and be better than everyone else, and it's like a bloody whole competition of everything. It's like if you've got a hobby, someone's like, I collect all of this Lego and you don't have it, and you feel like, oh, I've got to have all the Lego they have, I've got to compete against them. No, you know, hobbies and all that kind of stuff has been so commercialized. And even just being an artist, it's like, oh, you're not an artist unless you've done this, unless you've done that, or unless you're this good. They don't make the rules. Who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are they? Why do they get to have a say in your own life? Yes, they can say what they want, but you don't gotta listen to them. If they're saying something you don't agree with or something that makes you feel bad, get them out. Stop listening to them. Unsubscribe to those bastards and subscribe to me, Kolenzo. Yeah, sorry, bad plug, but yeah. Gotta do what I gotta do. But what I was saying was true, but you can subscribe if you want to. But yeah, you may have got up to this point in the video and been like, there's nothing here that really helps me. Even though it probably could. It's easier to say it than actually do it. Like taking action on something is so much harder than saying, oh, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna do it. But when you get to that point, you're like, oh, it's actually hard to do it now, even though before I was like, oh, it's so easy. Like making this video. I had the idea in the shower of making this video. I was like, oh my God, I'm so inspired to do this video. I'm going to do it when I get out of the shower. And it took me like at least an hour to get this set up and to actually get myself motivated enough to make it. But now I'm making it and I'm doing it. So it is possible. You just have to kind of push yourself a little bit. Get yourself out of the chair. Oh, fucking hell. It's a bit of fourth wall breaking, isn't it? Hello? And the kind of truth is to that, you've got to find the right thing that can help you. And there'll be 100 different things that you'll see all this advice and they all won't be for you. There may only be a few things that can actually help you in your own situation, your own scenario. Because all of them are kind of like a wide span. They're kind of like not, you know, zoning in on a certain creative dilemma or creative kind of rut. Because in a different way, it's like, oh, different for painting, different for drawing, creating videos, films, blah, 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 whatever. But there can be like an overarching like thing that can help all of it. But again, it also depends on you. It depends on who you are, the person, if you can even be able to do that kind of thing. And then you start to feel bad. Oh, I can't do it. You know, I can't just sit and read a book. I can't even read a book, which is what I used to not be able to do for bloody, 20 years? I couldn't read a book properly. Oh, what are we saying? I've literally read 5 books this year, in a whole year. That's my high score, but still. But I try. I read some pages every now and then. But it doesn't mean you have to read a book. You can go just watch a film or do anything else. Something that you enjoy. It can be personal to you that you want to do. You may be so passionate about that project that it feels like, you know, leaving like your child out in the wild. But sometimes you have to do that. They have to grow up. And maybe they'll get eaten by a fox. But that's just life, baby. That's the cycle of life. That's the circle of life. Nah, I'm joking. On a work basis, on a project basis, that's kind of true. You've got to give it a break. Otherwise, you'll start hating it by the end. And that's not what you want, because then you'll just not be able to make the next thing because of how, you know, your brain's like, oh, we didn't like doing that. We didn't like finishing that. We felt unhappy. So why would we do it again? It doesn't give you the same amount of dopamine and energy and excitement as it did before. So then you've got to try other things to then build that excitement back up. And it may take you a while experimenting to find the right thing that can do that for you. But I promise you, there is something out there. There is so many ways you can be able to break that creative rut and to get back on that project, to get making again, to get creating. It may take a while, it may take a week, it may take a day. Either way, you've got to keep trying, because I know inside of you is someone who can create amazing things in this world. The things you create, what you can do, can make the world such a better place than it is. And that's what we need to keep doing. And sometimes I think, I don't want to make these videos because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't break the boundaries of what's already been made. It's not like a bloody David by Leonardo da Vinci or a Starry Night by Van Gogh. It's just another YouTube video. But that's me doubting myself. That's my overthinking brain coming in. And I've got to stop thinking like that. We've got to stop making all these things, making all these reasons of why we shouldn't do something. You should just do it. There's always less reasons for why you should do something, but they are more valuable. You know, the idea that this could help someone, or that doing this could push me to create my next creative project, something that will push the boundaries of what I make even more. It doesn't matter if it pushes the boundaries of what art and creativity is, but if it pushes your own, then that's what means the most. That's the most valuable thing, because at the end of the day, you are living your own story. And if your story makes an impact on other people and their stories, then that's amazing. That's even better. So yeah, that was my little ramble, I guess, my little rant about creative ruts. And I hope this video ends up being something. And that's it. I hope this helped, even if it was just in like a little way, or, you know, it gave you a laugh and a goof and a gaff and a giffy. A gif or a gif? It's a fucking gif, mate. What are you talking about? It's not a giraffe, is it? I need a new job. And I hope for some of you, it got you out of your creative rut. And if it didn't, then I'm sorry. But maybe just think about the things I've said in this video. And try, experiment new things. Create that next project. And I'll see you next time. I'm George Kolenzo. Goodbye. Oh, fuck. Oh. I've twisted my cronin bone. What the fuck?